I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Quadash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abal. This is Psalm 83, verse 1, a song or psalm of Asaph. Asaph is a Levite that is a musician in the time of King David. It says, keep not thou silence, O, and you see God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, which who is the God that it's speaking of? When you go into the word here, in the interlinear, it tells you it's the Elohim, all right? The Elohim, it says God's divine ones, which is talking about the Israelites, all right? Hence our name, but it's dealing with the elect. Keep not thou silence, O power, which the power is with the elect, all right? It says in Revelation 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name and his name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven as a voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne, before the Lord in heaven, which Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai are up in heaven, in the spiritual realm, all right, waiting for the day when Yahweh will send Yahweh Shai back, all right. And before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. It says, I'm going to jump to 5. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of, it says God. Let's look into that word, interlinear. It says Dios, which is God's in Greek, all right? It says general name of deities, divinities, refers to the things of power, his counsels, which is with his elect, interests, which you have to go to his elect, things due to him, which you have to go to his elect to get any understanding of these things. All right, that's why in Revelation 3, all right, it says in verse 17, because thou sayest, Yahweh Shai is speaking, because thou sayest, I am rich, you have money, and increase with goods, you got a house, you got a car, you got, a so-called life in this world, and have need of nothing, not even a man, like these women say, and knoweth not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. But you're going to know this because Jacob's trouble were in that beginning of it, and it's going to climax when great tribulation is caused by the implantable microchip becoming mandatory in Esau's system for buying and selling. It says in verse 18, Yahushua says, I counsel thee. So he's giving you advice, the Israelites, to buy of me gold tried in the fire. That fire, it's talking about the hopeful elect, all right, that we've been proven. It says in Ecclesiasticus 2 verse 1, my son, you Israelite men that believe, If thou come to serve the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, all right, make up your mind, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. All right? So that's what the elect are doing. It says in Revelation 3 verse 18, Yahushua says, I counsel thee, I give you advice, to buy of me gold tried in the fire, the elect men that's been proven over time, that thou mayest be rich, and white remnant, so you know what to do to receive your salvation, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, which you go to us, and we're going to teach you of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and how our salvation is through Yahweh's Son, Yahushai. So then you're going to cover up your nakedness, right? It says, and anoint thine eyes with eyesalve, that thou mayest see, which the way you see is through these scriptures. These scriptures are the filter for our faith, all right? It says in Baruch 4, verse 1, this is the book of the commandments of power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Ha Rekakwadash, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. Yahushai is the life, and such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. See? That thou mayest be illuminated, so that you could see. This is the eyesalve that the scriptures are speaking of. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa ba ba ba.